Inilah praktik medis lama berbahaya. However, while we are lucky today to be alive in a time of great scientific and medical knowledge, that was unfortunately not always the case. Poor hygiene standards, toxic medicines, and a general misunderstanding of human anatomy all led to some creative, albeit ultimately dangerous, medical practices. All too often, the doctor's cures only ended up causing their ailing patients more harm than intended. Anyway, without further ado, here are 8 old medical practices that did more harm than good. For hundreds of years, European physicians believed that a whole host of human maladies could be cured by cannibalism. Peaking in popularity in the 16th and 17th centuries, doctors prescribed everything from blood to ground-up skulls to their patients. When rubbed on the outside of the body, it was believed that human fat could relieve aches and cure gout, while a tincture of ground-up skull mixed with alcohol could help cure epilepsy. As gruesome as it might sound, corpse medicine remained a popular course of treatment for centuries, with the last known occurrence happening in 1908. Today, mercury is known as a potentially toxic element that can be harmful in large doses. From the 16th all the way up to the 20th century, mercury was welcomed as a healing drug and regularly prescribed by doctors and consumed by ill people. Because of its purging capabilities, doctors believed that it could cure everything from constipation to parasites, the flu, and even melancholy. Calomel, the powdered version of mercury, was prescribed through the 20th century. In this case, the cure really was worse than the disease. You'd hope that after mercury, people would have learned their lesson about using potentially toxic elements as a curative tonic. Radium, another dangerous element, was commonly mixed with water sold as an over-the-counter energy drink in the early 20th century. Despite the fact that the adverse health effects of radium were already known as early as 1913, Radithor remained a popular drink throughout the 1920s, until the federal government forced an end to its production in 1932. Antimony was believed to work as a cure-all for any number of ailments, including fever and gout, mainly for the simple reason that it made people vomit. In the 18th century, doctors believed that purging was a sign that the body was ridding itself of toxins and restoring itself to a natural, healthy state. Trepanation is one of the oldest medical practices in human history. For over 5,000 years, humans have attempted to cure head pain, skull trauma, and even neurological diseases by drilling holes in the patient's skull. A modern version of trepanation still exists in medicine, now called a craniotomy. Arsenic is another very ancient medicine, dating all the way back to Hippocrates. It was believed to be able to restore health, and was made into tinctures to treat several diseases, from open wounds and ulcers to sleeping sickness. Fowler's solution was sold through the 20th century as a cure for conditions like psoriasis, asthma, and heartburn, and it was even used in the treatment of leukemia. As early as 3,000 years ago, ancient Egyptians pioneered the practice of bloodletting, using a lancet or leeches to open a patient's veins and draw out their blood. The practice spread to ancient Greece and continued to be a popular practice in Europe and America all the way up until the late 1800s. In medieval Europe, physicians believed that the body consisted of 4 humors: blood, phlegm, yellow bile, and black bile. Bloodletting was believed to be a solution for any maladies caused by an excess amount of blood in the body, and the practice was used to treat illnesses as wide-ranging as migraines, seizures, sore throats, and even childbirth. Created by the German physician Franz Anton Mesmer in the 1770s, animal magnetism was the belief that the planets exude magnetic rays, which influence human health via an invisible magnetic fluid that permeates the human body. Mesmer believed that illness was caused when a person's magnetic fluid was blocked or unbalanced. By using magnets along with certain hand gestures, Mesmer claimed he could unblock an ill person's magnetic fluid and restore health. Animal magnetism, also called mesmerism, gained popularity in Europe. The history of medicine is full of crazy, questionable, and sometimes downright dangerous practices. But at the time, most doctors truly believed they were doing the best they could to heal their patients. It makes one wonder, what will historians say about our modern medical practices 100 years from now?